Hello everybody, my name is Joshua and I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Coffee, Cats, and King, where we discuss books, both new and old. I'll share with you pictures of my cats who will make you wish they were your cats. And I'll drink enough coffee for me and everybody watching. So, it's been a while since I've been on, been a couple weeks now. I've actually filmed on at least 3 separate occasions, and it just wasn't working. Every time I'd go through the whole process, get the footage ready to edit, and then I hated it. It just didn't feel right. I was struggling through it. And I mean, I have that issue a lot when I get in front of the camera. I'm still very camera shy, despite what most of you probably think. And it was just, yeah, I don't know, it was something, I wasn't in the right headspace for it, so, but I'm back now. I have some exciting stuff coming up, so I really want to get started on this again, get back into the groove of things. So this will be sort of a catch-up on what I'm currently reading, and what I anticipate reading the rest of the month. I don't know at this point that I can call it a TBR, so to speak, because we're a third to a half of the way into the month. But it'll at least give you an idea of what to expect for the latter half. And again, just trying to catch up a little. So first, I'm going to give you some cat footage because you haven't had it in a while. And we'll go on and talk about the books that I'm currently reading first. So, audiobooks, I am listening to the final book in the Farseer trilogy from Robin Hobb, that is Assassin's Quest. This one is going to take me right through the end of the month. Extremely lengthy. The book itself is over 900 pages. I have been told that of the Robin Hobb trilogies, this is the weakest book. So I'm a little iffy, but I really enjoy these characters, so I'm hoping that it'll work out. But fingers crossed on that one, because that is a month of listening. So it's kind of a bit of an immense undertaking, sacrificing an entire month to listening to this audiobook. As far as ebooks go, by the time this goes up, I will have started Colin Leonard's Country Roads, which I talked about in one of my previous videos. I'm finally getting to it. This is about a man who moves his family out of the more city-like Dublin, Ireland, into a sort of rural area where he thinks they'll be safer. They're moving next door to his best friend, who happens to be the Irish equivalent of a police officer. So he thinks they're going to be safe, they're going to be comfortable, and that the worst part will be his longer commute to work. They quickly realize, however, that his friend is kind of an unhinged individual. Lots of drugs and sex and gambling, and in addition, almost as soon as they move there, people start getting murdered, and these strange, unnatural looking figures are showing up near the edges of their property, just where you can't quite see them, but you know that they're there, and strange goings on like that. I've really been looking forward to this one. I had it pre-ordered, and I just haven't made it to it yet. So that I will have started by the time this goes up, because I'm at the tail end, probably going to finish it tonight, in fact, of the other ebook that I'm on. So I'll be getting to that, and once I finish that, I intend to read a collection titled When All That's Left Are Stories, Diaries from the Dystopia. And this is 12 writers writing their visions of the future. But despite this being a dystopian sort of storytelling, it's supposed to be lent some sort of human hope at the same time. So I'm really interested to see what happens with that one as well. Beautiful title, actually. That's what caught my eye first, and we'll be reading it by the end of the month. Now, as far as physical books, I'm currently on, and will probably finish shortly after this video goes up, Poppy Zebright with The Devil You Know, this strange cat creature on the cover. So I'm on that right now. What was interesting about this is I actually found this at Barnes & Noble, which is really weird because, one, this is sort of a limited run collection from Poppy, and it's 20 years old, and the book has some definite damage to it, so I have no idea why it was at Barnes & Noble, but it was. I immediately snatched it up, and I'm excited. I'm only a few stories in right now, but it's really short, so I'll be done in no time with that. It's like 170 pages or something like that. And after that, I will show you the 4 other books that I had picked out for this month. I have Jane Chambers' The Burning, Ronald Malfi's new novella collection, They Lurk, Darcy Coates with The Haunting of Ashburn House, and Shadows over Innsmouth, which is edited by Stephen Jones. This awesome cover. So those were the other 4 that I had picked out for the month previously that were going to be part of the TBR I was showing off. As far as the books that I have already finished, I'll get to those here soon. Question for you folks. So Paige has actually started doing weekly wrap-ups and reviews, if you will, rather than monthly, to see how that works for her. I'm kind of wondering whether it may work for me as well, because I tend to read a lot through the month, and I think part of the reason I'm having trouble getting in front of the camera is because it is so overwhelming to then film for 45 minutes and have all that to edit. So maybe a shorter wrap-up like that, even if I did bi-weekly, maybe would help. So but I don't know, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. So that kind of catches you up on what I'm reading right now, what I intend to read the rest of the month, and the other stuff that I want to kind of get into today is some of the things that I have coming up. Like I said, I'm still trying to catch up. It's been hard to get back in front of the camera, but I think I'm ready for it. So some of the other events that you can look forward to. I am working on a story narration for one of my stories. I've done a few of these in the past with mixed reviews. It seems that most of you who listened to them enjoyed them. I'm still unsure of how to go about presenting them. I pretty much did it where I was just in front of the camera and you were watching me. I don't know if I should do that or if I should leave a blank slate and you're just listening. I don't know. I'll figure that part out, but I'm working on a narration right now. So you'll see that soon. I also have another tag video that will be coming up. I plan to film the next day or two. One that's very much for the horror fans out there, because I feel that I had strayed from horror for a bit, which is fine, but I'm kind of... This was a very horror-centric month for me in regards to my reading, so it kind of inspired me to do a horror-themed tag. The other thing that you're going to see coming up here soon is a giveaway, which I haven't done in a while. The last time I did it, it didn't work out the way that I anticipated. There was a whole thing with that, but I do plan to do another giveaway here very soon. Again, you should probably see that, if not later in the week, then next week, and you'll get all the information on that at that time. So that's kind of where we're at with this stuff. I am going to show off one book that I grabbed. No surprise to anyone, I had Stephen King's Holly pre-ordered, and it is just as lovely as I thought it was going to be. Beautiful cover. Beautiful, beautiful cover on that. So, I'm actually not reading this yet because I very stupidly... So, despite it being out for a while now, I have not read his collection, If It Bleeds. In fact, I don't even have his collection, If It Bleeds. And evidently, the next Holly Gibney story is in that collection, and I haven't read it, and I don't know how pivotal it is to this book, but I don't want to continue on until I've read that. So now I have this beautiful new copy of Holly that I cannot read until I pick up a copy of If It Bleeds and read that. So that kind of backfired for me. And then there's one other book that I'll show off because I know some of you out there will be really excited. So I think it was last year I picked up R.L. Stein's Steintinglers, which was his newest short story collection, and I managed to get a signed copy. So, maybe 2 weeks ago, Steintinglers 2 came out, where I once again managed to get a signed copy. So, I've already read this. This was actually, I think, the first physical book that I finished this month. This one was still fun. It was not as good as the first one, though, but still very enjoyable. For those of you that are Stein fans, he has a few books coming out very soon. He has Goosebumps spin-off series. I don't remember what it's called, but the book itself is called Scariest Book Ever. I'll put the cover up here for those interested. And then he has another one coming out called Slime Doesn't Pay, which is interesting for a few reasons. One, because it is quite a bit longer than the average Stein book for kids. And I do think it is still for kids, not teens. But it's longer and is not part of the Goosebumps series necessarily. The other interesting part is that the title actually comes from a contest that took place, I want to say 25 years ago, where Stein put it out there for fans to submit a title name with the idea that that title that won would be turned into a book. And the person who won put in the title Slime Doesn't Pay, and then nothing ever happened. And now here we are, 25 years later, Stein is finally turning it into a book. So, kind of interesting there. Much like with these two, I actually managed to pre-order a copy of Slime Doesn't Pay that will also be signed. So, really excited for that. I don't think it comes out until next month, maybe. But looking forward to that. And that is going to do it for now. I've kind of caught you guys up on things, let you know what to expect here coming up, and comment below with thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, whatever it may be. That's the other thing I want to address, in that I have been terrible recently in regards to answering comments. I apologize. I fully intend to start answering them the day of, and if I do not, feel free to slap me around down in the comments there. It's all about the interaction and actually talking to you folks about this stuff. So if I'm not going to answer comments, then why am I on here, right? So thank you all for joining me. Stay safe. Drink great coffee. Cheers.